Today's episode is a very special one, and I want to make sure that the intentions are very clear. So in this video, I'm going to break down the truth when it comes to reaching your health and fitness goals and what it actually takes to become successful. Success is different for everyone. Some may say that, hey, losing 50 pounds and finally seeing the number on the scale get below 200 because it's been 30 plus years is successful for them. Others might define it as getting off their blood pressure medications or cholesterol medications, or maybe reversing their type 2 diabetes. And then others, maybe they just want to have more energy to play and keep up with their kids, or who knows, lose some body fat so that way they can fit into their favorite clothes again without it being so tight and snug on them. That way they have more confidence. But regardless of how you define success on your health and fitness journey, this episode is going to give you a perspective shift that you're going to need in order to be successful at reaching your goals. And that's exactly the thing I want to talk about. It's a perspective shift. And this is so important. Remember what I said earlier in the start of this episode? You don't eat the fruit the day you plant the seed. Just like how you don't magically go from 30% body fat with high blood pressure, the man boobs, a spare tire around your waist, to all of a sudden chiseled chest and six-pack abs. So to help you out with the right mindset when it comes to reaching your goals, and it doesn't even have to be tailored to just your health and fitness goals, it could be any kind of goal that you want to have in a life. I want you to treat it as a relationship that you might have with somebody. So maybe, who knows, you're watching this video and you're married, so treat it as your spouse or significant other, who knows, maybe even a relationship with your kids. Now, regardless of the relationship that you picked out, keep this in mind, and I'm sure you can relate to this, is there's no such thing as a perfect relationship. If you're married, I'm sure there's been plenty of times that you had arguments. Also, let's just say, hey, if you're a father or a parent that's watching this, there's plenty of times where, you love your kids, you tell them what to do, but they don't listen, right? Maybe they just don't obey you, and at times it can become frustrating, very frustrating. Because in any relationship, there's always going to be ups and downs. It's not going to be perfect every single day of the week. Because you truly care about that person, anytime there's an argument, it's not like you just leave and abandon them when times get tough. Just imagine that. Let's say you're married and you have a couple kids, and you and your spouse, you guys get in an argument, and all of a sudden you just pack up your bags, you ditch your family, and you travel across country and you start a brand new life. It sounds pretty silly, right? But the reality is that most of you guys are actually doing this when it comes to your fitness goals. You give up way too soon when you're not seeing the results that you want. I'm sorry, but nobody got fat in a week. So you can't expect to lose all the body fat in a week either. I mean, even if you're doing the most extreme things possible, let's say you're doing 2 hours of cardio a day, an hour of lifting weights, you're drinking 2 gallons of water a day, you're eating nothing but, let's say, 1 piece of chicken breast, right? So it's pretty much nothing, right? No carbs, no sugar, nothing, right? You still will not go from 30% body fat all the way down to 10% body fat and have six-pack abs in a week. It just doesn't work that way. Not to mention that all those things aren't even sustainable. So let's say if you did magically get six-pack abs, can you actually maintain those results? This is what I really want you to think about. And Martin Luther King Jr. said it best. He said that true character is shown in times of adversity. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but instead where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. And that leaves me to ask you this question. What do you do when you're not seeing the results that you want as quickly as you want them? Do you throw in the towel and quit and go back to your old ways? Or do you continue to show up each and every day even when you're not seeing the results? Because if there's one thing that I can tell you from my experience on my health and fitness journey, it's that no season, good or bad, is going to last forever. Now, some seasons, they might feel that way. They might be dragging on, especially if, let's say, you have an injury and you're kind of, dealing with that. Or let's say you're kind of in this stall or plateau and you're kind of just stuck. Or, hey, there's a lot of stress that you're dealing with, maybe at home or at work. And it's like you're trying your hardest to, fight through and still be consistent with your health and fitness goals. But all this stress is piling on where you might not be seeing the best results. Regardless of how hard that season may feel, I can promise you this, that eventually the sun will come right back out. And hey, that means that the fruits of your labor, you're going to start to see them grow. But that's only if you're still going out there and watering the soil even when there's no sun. In other words, are you still working on your daily habits that's in alignment with your health and fitness goals, even when you're not seeing the results? This is where you need to have faith. This is where you need to have trust, but also peace of mind, understanding that, hey, this is a marathon here. It's not a sprint. And I see this from time to time with guys, and I don't want you to make the same mistakes where, hey, you end up not seeing the results that you want because maybe the number on the scale jumped up a little bit, and you just end up throwing in the towel and quitting and going back to your old ways. When you're treating this like a marathon rather than a sprint, you have the mindset of, hey, one bad day isn't going to kill you. One bad week isn't going to kill you. You're not just going to ruin all of your results and sabotage everything just because, you overate a little bit or you made some bad decisions. Just recently, I was invited to go watch the Cavs game during the playoffs, and before the game even started, we went to the bar, we had a few drinks, we had a few cocktails, and I know that at the end of the day, hey, when you drink alcohol, you're going to be retaining some water weight. It happens, So what did I do? Well, hey, I made a dumb mistake of stepping on the scale the next morning, right? So Sunday morning, I'm stepping on the scale, and this thing shoots up like 5-6 pounds. And the old me, the one that was obsessed with the number on the scale, the one that was like, oh man, like I'm going backwards now. Guess what? They would have thrown the towel. They would have quit. They would have went back to their old ways, But the new me, the one that has been more consistent on my health and fitness journey, the one that has a way better mindset because I've been working on it for the past 10 plus years, is, hey, it's okay. You brush the dust off your shoulder, you pick up the pieces, and the next day you just get right back on track. And that helps you because you have peace of mind. You have trust and faith in the process of also understanding that this is, once again, a marathon. It's not a sprint. That's going to help you keep you on track, but also at the same time give you peace of mind, which is going to help you kind of relieve some of that stress. Because it's perfectly fine to stumble here and there. I do it all the time. Nobody is perfect, but the reality is that most of the time when guys fall off track, they end up just quitting and throwing in the towel and just going back to their old ways. And once again, I don't want that happening to you. That's why you need to shift your identity into the person that you truly want to become. It all starts with having the right mindset, and hopefully in today's episode, you got the right perspective shift on what you need to do when it comes to staying on track with your health and fitness goals. I really hope that you guys got a lot of value. If you did, give this video a thumbs up and also leave a comment down below letting me know your biggest takeaway. As always, guys, this has been Coach Joe with Heartletics.com. I'll talk to you guys in the next episode. Peace out, Girl Scouts.